relationship should be private, don't you think?
Amen.
So are you dating?
What?
Forget your troubles, come on, get happy. You better chase all your cares away. Shout hallelujah, come on, get happy. Get ready for the judgment day.
If that's not a deterrent for nuclear war, I don't know what is.
Knows
She's
that it
like
works.
a mad scientist. But you know, the great thing about her is we start talking about in just general terms of what we think things are going to be the following year, and then she starts forming her sort of thoughts from there. And then as things get more specific, we sort of go down that road together. But she's quite, you know, she doesn't believe a hat is a hat. You know, a hat is a character. It's a person. It's part of a character in a certain mood or a certain moment in their life has chosen to wear that hat. That hat needs to reflect where the person is internally. And it is she started last year with the pinks, with the pink coat, and the pink coat represented something. And when Joel left, the pink coat left because the pink coat represented who she was with Joel before, and then pink went away for a while. And then when pink started to come back, it was a different kind of pink because she was a different kind of woman. She's just a very fascinating, brilliant person.
Hallelujah, get happy before the judgment day.
What group of total and complete assholes needs a skating rink in the middle of summer?
Shout hallelujah, come on, get happy. Get ready. Get ready.
You know, I began my whole life as a painter. I went to the Beaux-Arts in Paris and studied painting. So I have like a very strong response to color. And I do feel that color signals things to people. And, you know, I don't take it for granted. So I put a lot of effort, and of course I love doing it, but I put a lot of effort into really working with the palette and working with the colors, you know, and then, you know, it started with that pink coat. I had no idea it was going to, like, run to that extent, you know, that whole image. But that, you know, became sort of a characteristic of who Midge was when I first started. And so whenever it comes back, there's a little bit of like an echo of that, you know, the way she sees herself at that moment. So I basically did this with most of the characters, you know, and it's a little bit, you know, natural in a way, because I do think that there is this emotional response that is inherent in color.
She's a storyteller, and she dives just as deeply, if not more deeply in some ways, than we do into these characters, into their arcs, into the stories, into the settings, into everything that came before and is yet to come.
Get ready for the judgment day.
Tits up. Tits up. Thank you, everybody.
In season 1, you know, I talked about the idea of her being in like a little Chanel suit, or being the mom, the perfect mother on the Upper West Side. Now her palette is really taken on deeper tones, and a lot of, I know my own image of Paris was always, you know, this deep purple and these deep red tones, this sort of very, you know, intense romantic palette. And so what she's really doing is revisiting that bohemian student life when she begins season 2. And so it was really important to, you know, heighten her palette and to work with those colors. And I think they're very French and they're very Parisian, and it also really, you know, removes her from the pastel Chanel-like colors that I had her in through 3/4 of season 1.
So she really has a whole system of the mood that this person's in is this color, and she'll take into account also the season that it's set in. So it'll be, she introduced yellow this year because we didn't do summer next year, but a certain kind of yellow to sort of reflect Midge's character and her mood in those scenes. It's way beyond our understanding. All we know is that it works.
Forget your troubles, come on, get happy. Chase your cares away.
We're going to the Catskills.
first season, Rose had a kind of muted quality, perhaps in this like more tempered quality that she had in her own life. And then by the second season, they dressed me in these like more vibrant colors and more youthful styles. And that dictates a kind of way you can be as a performer, where you literally are putting something on and sort of 90% of the work is done.
1 year ago, my old life ended and my new life began.
I'm the greatest star.
I want to be successful,
I am by far.
but I haven't told my friends or my parents.
It's almost like the clothes are a character themselves, and it's like the clothes are speaking to us, through us, and I'm always sort of jazzed and energized by the clothes.
But no one knows it.
Except my ex. He knows. And you. We're partners. You're great at what you do.
Alone, I am a spittoon. With you, I'm a somebody.
Is